The following review is going to be on the Transformers Kingdom Deluxe Class Cheetor. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here. Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom War For Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Class Cheetor. First, we'll take a look at the packaging. We have Cheetor in his robot mode. Looks like the arc's up here. We've got him in his Cheetor mode. It's his Transformers Generations card Tomy Cheetor. We got the Kingdom poster. On the top looks like a Maximal symbol, and he's WFC-K4. The bottom is the UPC in case anybody wants to freeze that. And on the back it is Cheetor. Robot 2 Cheetah in 20 steps. And that's about it. So let's crack this guy open and see what we've got. And now that we got Cheetor out of the packaging, first we're going to take a look at the instruction booklet. Alright, Transformers Cheetor WFC-K4. Basically, he doesn't have that many. Tail goes in his hand, and steps, and that's about it. Now, I will say one thing. This is where he came packaged, but a lot of these, you have to be careful because the tail was strapped back here, and if you're not careful and you throw the box away without knowing it, you're going to lose the tail. And then we're going to take a look at the card. And we've got Autobot Arc. There is the Arc, and then when you peel it, there is the Arc crash landed in the mountain. So that is the card, and there is the gold disc on the back. And these usually come right back here, so don't throw away these packages. Especially, I know Warpath had an accessory back here too, and so did he. That's where his tail came in. And besides, you can use these kind of like the Studio Series as backdrops. That's pretty neat. So we went through that. Went through instruction booklet. Now let's go through his one accessory, the tail. We got a 5mm slot here. And this is even a 5mm slot because he can fit in his hand like that. Or he can hold it like that. But the directions have him, all the pictures have him wielding it like so. And now we could take a look at Cheetor himself. Let's look at that face. We've got the red eyes, the blue face, kind of like the crown on his head. You got the pale blue, the yellow. You got the orange eyes. You got the cheetah. The black spots. He's got blue on the crotch piece. And then you go down, there's his leg, you got the black spots again, you got the blue. I mean, very, very nice figure. There's his back legs. I know in the old shows, I guess he's got it crossed. A lot of people keep talking about how to cross his legs. But I just, you know what, I keep him like that. No big deal. And that is Cheetor. Now, for articulation, his head, let's see, it does do a 360. It moves up, because when you transform it, you got to move it up and put it back like that. So it does move 360 degrees. If I can get him there, it's on a ball joint. Now, this is where he gets a little funky. The arms, you can move them in that much. I mean, they will, if this was in the way, they could do it 360 degrees. So you got the in and out, you got the bicep swivel, and you have 90 degrees at the elbow, and even the wrists do 360 degrees. And you could put them out that far, you could see where the joint is. Other arm, again, same way. This back piece only goes back, and, you know, bicep swivel, elbow. He's one of the least articulated figures, I will say that, I've seen in a while. Front leg can only do that. how you can move the crotch plate up, and you could do that. Back, you can't go nowhere with the back. And the side, I wouldn't do any more than that. The knee, not quite 90 at all. You've got a knee swivel. Doesn't really move at the thigh. And his feet up and down. Oh wow, and you've got really good movement. And his feet do, wow, 90 degrees foot. So you could put him in good poses. And that is Cheetor. And I like him. I grew up in the 80s, but when Beast Wars came out, I was, quote, too old to play with toys. So I stopped collecting it. So all this is very interesting to me. And I'm glad the Beast Wars, so I can get some Beast Wars figures. And if you want, I got Skylynx's blast effects. They do fit in his feet like that, so he could look like he's flying out. But unfortunately, he is not, you can't weaponize him at all. I don't see any ports to weaponize this guy. Not like you can do like you know, Warpath, or he's part of Wave 1 with Warpath, Paleotrex, and Black Arachnia. But you can't fossilize them. So that's the one downside. I'm sure they could have put a little peg in here somewhere. But alright, now let's do some robot to robot comparison. Now, the first one we're going to do is his fellow Deluxe Warpath. That is how those two guys look like. Here's Paleotrex. So the only one we're missing is Black Arachnia, which I've got one hidden at Target. And then this is the, now he's a deluxe, so this is a Voyager Prime from Earthrise. Actually, this is from the Netflix series. And then this is Leader Class Megatron from the Kingdom line. And then I thought I'd bring in some other animals. First, we got Titan Return Weird Wolf. He's a Headmaster or a Titan Master. Then we're going to go bring in Slag the Dinobot. And then Blot the Terracon. And then we're going to bring in Leader Class Grimlock from Studio Series. And that is it for the Robot to Robots. And now for the transformation. First we're going to take the tail. And we're going to move these out of the way first. And unpeg these. These have a big long peg. And there's the notch. And we're just going to fold these back for right now. Okay. And then the arms, we're going to line up this. So you got those two little notches, and that's how you line the arms up. I'm going to rotate and line the arms up. And the head, you want to lift it back and turn it like this. And that goes back. Now, the mouth is actually inside a peg right here. So you got to untab it, close the mouth up. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. It's on a double hinge, this whole head. See how it bends down? Now, there was a little tab here. And I didn't know it until I watched Bolt Matrix. And he said to be careful about that little tab. And lo and behold, mine's broken off already. I never saw it. My son must have did it when he was transforming him. So there is a little tab right there. You've got to be very careful or it will break off, but it doesn't really matter. And then what you want to do is go over the head like that. See, and then he's not going nowhere. Even though the tab's gone, he's not going nowhere. Okay, then what you want to do is fold these in, and this hand you want to rotate so it fills in that gap. Again, you fold this here, and then you got a tab here, and a tab right there. So it goes in here and here and here. See those three? So let's put this guy together. Rotate this up like that. Then we can bring the front down. And now look at the movement on the front. You got plenty of movement now with these claws. And we'll mess with those later. So that's what you got now. So on the feet, what you want to do is take this, move it back, and as you push that in, this leg comes out. And we'll do the other side. You push this in, and that leg comes out, and then you just want to bend it here. So it's kind of like a 90 degree right there. Stretch this out, bend this, and then you could do however you want. And the tail, and there is a stand right there too. Or you know what? Let's put fire up his butt. No, we won't do that. And the tail, blue, facing the bottom. Stick that in, close that up, and now you've got Cheetor. And, you know, however you want to do the legs. And I think he's a nice figure. I mean, they hide most of the robot kibble pretty good. I mean, the blue, yeah, the blue back here, but, you know, that's understandable. But still, he hides all his kibble pretty good. And it's not like these are his robot hands and these are his robot feet. He's got completely different hands, which are right there. Yeah, you could see him a little, but from this side, they hide pretty good. And then for articulation, I wish kind of the head moved, but it doesn't. But the mouth moves. You can move it down that much. You can't move the head at all. Again, these arms do the whole 360, and they go out that much, which is pretty neat. The front, you can only move them about 45 degrees probably. And these little guys swivel 360, and then you can go that much and that much back. Again, other side, same way. I mean, so you got pretty good pose. I mean, you can make this guy really do some good poses. Back leg, you can do that much. And this leg, let's see, that's one end of it. And it folds all the way for transformation. So you got a pretty good movement. And if you want to be accurate, we'll put them face forward. I wonder if we can do like this and like this. Let's see what the box has. The box has these guys being a little straight. Yep, that's about it. And he's got the back a little lower. And that is pretty good. And I do like them. Let's take a look at the face. You got the orange eyes. You got the black nose. Let's see, close up of his mouth. He's got little teeth on the bottom. Is that? No, you can't do that. No big deal. You know, he comes together pretty good. You can see the hands, yes, but that's not a big deal. A lot of Cheetor stripes, a lot of spots. Yeah, you can see the back of the knees, but you know what? No figure is going to be perfect. You got the tail. Kind of wish the tail was movable, but it's not. So he hides, here's the side of the body from the side. So there is no robot parts except the fists and the blue, but he hides it pretty good. All right, now let's do some, well, not vehicle, but alt mode to alt mode. Okay, our first, we're going to bring in Kingdom Warpath. And so now you have the two deluxes. That's how those guys compare. And we're going to bring in Paleotrex, the fossilizer. Now these are both deluxes too, but as you can see, he's a lot taller in animal mode. Here is Optimus Prime. Now Optimus is a Voyager figure and Cheetor is a deluxe, so as you can see the difference there. And then we're going to bring in Big Megatron. This is Kingdom Leader Megatron. So now you have a deluxe in the series and a leader in the series. And then I'm going to bring in all the others. We're going to bring in Weirdwire or Weird Wolf. Wolfwire, they changed his name, but he's Weird Wolf from Titans Return. So those are good two animals to compare. And we'll bring in Slag the Dinobot. As you can see, the Dinobot should be a lot bigger, but that is how those guys compare. Then we're going to bring in Terracon Blot. He's a land shark, so that is what we got there. And then we're going to bring in Studio Series Grimlock, which is comparable with Leader Class, the Megatron. So that is Leader Class Grimlock. And that is how they compare in alt mode. Now, like I said before, there is no way to fossilize this guy. So we're going to transform him back now. We're going to remove the tail. We're going to work on the legs. We're just going to pull the legs down. We're going to just fold this up and pull the feet down. Just going to fold this up, pull the feet down, and now he's done with the legs. Now you want to separate this whole area. Remember, it's tabbed in 1, 2, 3. We're going to move those, and then we're just going to untab these out of the way. We'll lift that up. We'll untab this. They just slide in, and we're just going to raise these up now. Now what you want to do is get that tab in those slots, and we're going to bring in part of his waist, and those plug in pretty good. Let's see, we'll do the arms. Now you got to rotate so the elbows facing up, and these rotate around. So you want to rotate these one turn, and these go 180. You always want the elbows facing up. And the head. This is probably where the tab broke. You got to pull it up like that. See how it's on that double joint right there? And you want to get this tab into the top of his mouth. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should wait to the end to do these. There you go. Whoops. Yeah. And then I would do this at the very last thing. And that locks the head in place. Pulls head up. Turn it around. And these you can do whatever you want with them. I usually just do this. Like I said, a lot of people, they were crisscrossed in the old cartoon, so I'm just going to put them like that. I do like how we don't have, you know, the cheetah's 2 front legs, 2 front arms, and just stand up. I do like how they've got completely different arms in robot mode. And there is Cheetor. He's a very good figure. I like him. Like I said, you could... that is a 5mm slot, because you could probably put one of these in the hand. Yep. Now, I am bummed because the whole idea of these fossilizers was to take them apart, and these guys can use them as weapons. But I guess you can use the tail as a weapon, but they don't have any of the points, the 5mm points, to do anything with, which kind of bums me out, because that was the whole point of... First we had weaponizers, then we had modulators, and now we got fossilizers. But, you know, and we could even, let's pull out the club. Here you go. You got the mace with the skull on it. There. I guess that's about all you can do, but what are you going to do? And that is it for Cheetor. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if I have a link below to purchase this guy, feel free to do so. It helps me a lot. I get some credit, and I can keep buying more of these figures. Like I said, the next one we're going to get is Black Arachnia, and that would complete all our deluxes from Wave 1 Kingdom. Now, the Voyagers was... I don't remember the Voyager in this series. Wow, I know the leader was Megatron and Optimus. It was this Optimus with the trailer. But anyway, this is Cheetor. signing out, saying, what, beast out, maximals, maximize. You know what? He doesn't have an Autobot symbol or a maximal symbol. No, he doesn't. Wow. And, oh, and he's got waste articulation. But he's got no maximal or Autobot symbol on him at all. Very surprising. All right, maximals, beast out.